One question that I'm sure a lot of people are asking right now is, why aren't people taking the vaccine? You know, they hear about this Delta variant of the COVID virus, spreading rapidly across the country, and yet nobody wants to get vaccinated so that even if it continues to spread, it won't affect our way of life. It's like, what is going on? Why don't people want to do this? And it's obviously real simple when you think about it. It's real simple. You see, the reason people don't want to take it is because they don't believe a single word that comes out of any of the news, or CDC or Washington DC or the WHO or Dr. Fauci or any of them. They don't believe a word they say about this variant. Heck, these are the same people that since the beginning of this COVID situation last year don't even believe it's a real thing. And here's why. Here's why. The reason they don't believe it's real is because they all feel that it's nothing more than a political game. It's a political manipulative game, if you will, by the government to, not only accomplish what they did in November, and that's get Biden in office, but to control people and keep them in line. That is why they're not doing it. That is why they don't believe anything the news is saying. That is why they don't want to take the vaccine, even if it's FDA approved. They don't want to do any of that because they don't trust, anything that comes out of these people's mouths. They don't trust, Biden or Harris, because they feel they cheated their way into the White House, into the presidential and vice presidential titles. They don't trust them because of that. And they also don't, trust the news or anything because it seems to them that it's just too coincidental that, everything's opening up again. We're getting back to normal. And yet now we have this new Delta variant of the virus that, seemingly isn't that bad around here. Now all of a sudden it's increasing. It's getting better. But yeah, we don't hear this out of all the other news outlets out there. We don't hear it out of a Newsmax. We don't hear it out of a Fox News. Heck, we don't even hear it out of places like a CBS or even an NBC. But yeah, we're hearing it out of ABC and we're hearing it out of CNN. What's going on? Who's telling the truth? And that's why they are reluctant to want to take the vaccine. If at all. Because they don't trust anything that is being talked about. They don't trust, the news, places like ABC and CNN saying, the Delta variant is increasing across, more rapidly across the country than expected, and hospitalizations are going up. You need to take the vaccine to prevent this from happening. Ooh. They don't trust that. Because all they feel is that's nothing more than, in their minds, that's nothing more than the news going like, ooh, if we tell them it's getting bad, that'll scare them into taking the vaccine. That is what they think in their minds. Basically, in the end, it's all a matter of trust. That's all it is. It's a matter of trust. And in this case, they don't trust the government. Yes, a lot of them might be supporters of the former president. That is no joke. But even if they're not, they still don't trust this because they feel that this is nothing more than a political move by our nation's capital to get control. I mean, why do you think they come out and they say, for example, hey, look, my phone is sticking to me. My phone is sticking, to me. I mean, look, my phone's sticking, but it's nothing there. See, I can pull it off. It's called, you know what this is called? See, it's sliding. See, it's slid off. Oops. My phone slid off. It did not stick. It did not stick. There you go. The reason people say that, the reason they are saying that, is because they are trying to discourage people from taking the vaccine. But it's also the fact that they're trying to discredit, the nation's capital, because they believe this is nothing more than, like I said, a political play to gain control over us. Because they feel that the vaccine, if you will, has nothing more than magnetism in it. They have magnetism in it. And it doesn't. It has nothing. You know what would happen if it had some kind of magnetism or some kind of tracer technology or whatever in it? Guess what? Guess what? People like me would have gotten sick. People like me would have gotten sick. But we didn't. We have yet to feel any ailments or ailments, if you will. We have yet to feel that. And when you get down to it, a lot of people that are against the vaccine or are reluctant to take it or don't want to take it know they should take it, but they don't want to out of protest and distrust of our nation's capital and the news that basically has supported this change in our nation's capital to happen. That's what this is about. That is why people don't want to take the vaccine. This is, despite, the news coming out and saying that things are increasing in massive ways. They look at certain news sites like I mentioned and they're like, well, ABC and CNN, sites like them are the only news channels and sites like them are the only ones saying this. NBC's not saying this. CBS, believe it or not, is not saying this. Fox ain't saying this. Newsmax not saying this. Headline News is even not saying this. Why are these people? And it's because of that people don't trust anything. They don't trust anything that's being said or reported. They don't. Because all they feel is it's nothing more than about control. And if if it was about control, all and everything, and if things stuck to you, like let's say, you saw me put my phone here, you're thinking, see, your phone stuck to you. There's truth. That's not true. Because you saw my phone fall off, right? There's no truth to it. Even a news reporter for NBC one time did that, and he said, see, nothing's sticking. He put it stayed, but it fell. There's nothing to that. There's no truth to that. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, when you get down to it, it's all about trust. That's why people are reluctant to take the variant or take the vaccine. That is why they, don't believe anything about the numbers of increased hospitalizations across the nation and all that. These are the primary reasons because of what's happened. And to me, I think the only way they would even consider doing it, some like some members of my family that have yet to do it, have said that they'll only do it if it's FDA approved. But the other way other people would probably do it is if basically the former POTUS was reinstated to the position that he lost. That's the only way they would do it. Because if that guy takes the vaccine and nothing goes wrong, then they'll take it. Because again, like I said, believe it or not, those that do not trust what is being said and reported, out there by the news and all these local and national governments, are the same people that support the former POTUS. And that's a fact. That's a fact. And I know some people will watch this video and they'll be like, well, what is it going to take for them to trust what is being said? What is it going to take for them to take this seriously? And like I said, more than likely, it's them getting the former POTUS back into the position he had previously. That's probably what's going to do it. Or what could probably really do it is if the news just comes out and say, okay, look, hospitalizations, are not as bad as we reported they are. The virus or the Delta variant isn't spreading as fast as we say it is. All we're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is just, over exaggerating because we want you to get the vaccine. That's all we want. So if you want us to stop over exaggerating as a news outlet, get the vaccine, please. That's all we ask. And you know what? That's probably all they'd have to do to gain some people's trust. That, or basically, like I said, the former POTUS being put back into power, or back into the power he once had. But that's the only way I think they would ever, trust anything that Washington says again. The CDC, WHO, Fauci, it's the only way they'll trust anything they say again. Or basically, the only way they'll trust anything they say is if they just come out and say, yeah, we're just over exaggerating all this news and information to get you to take the vaccine. That's all we're doing. So, if anybody's asking the question again as to why people are not taking this seriously, it's all about trust. That's all it is. It's all about trust. And you know what? Trust is a hard thing to earn, especially in today's world. But let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about this? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are in the live chat, and I will talk to y'all later.